Hail Biafra! This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Him by giving him medication that is not meant for his condition. His appeal to be taken to Kuje Correctional Facility was also denied by the court. This is as it boasted that it would resolve the Southeast crisis in 2 minutes if he was released. How sound do you consider Kanu's boastful assertion?
Well, I want to believe that Kanu is speaking like somebody who wants peace. You will see clearly that he picked his words carefully. He refused to say those things that will energize those who want to see Nigeria dismembered. In fact, I was shocked when he said, and I quote, the MSC, where he said, anybody conducting any form of violence or subversion in the name of Biafra is not part of our family. He is a criminal. Take note of the word subversion. Kanu is in court today largely because of his alleged subversive activities. But I listened to him at least 4 times. I listened to that video in which he said anybody conducting any form of violence and subversion, which means that at this point, Nnamdi Kanu is interested in peace. And that's why I've always demanded that we should find a political solution to this matter. Any man who had been in jail for 2 years, to an extent, his heart will have been softened to an extent. I'm not saying significantly. So you can see that it was not difficult for Eze Chukwemeka, for Ifeanyi Uba, the senator, to go and meet Kanu in detention and get him to renounce the sit-at-home. The sit-at-home idea has been destroying the economy of the Southeast. The average Igbo man wants to open his container on a Monday morning. That is the day that some people have taken it upon themselves to say, no, you cannot conduct any form of business in the Southeast. And Kanu, in his own hand, wrote that from that time, sit-at-home had become abolished in the Southeast. So for him to have agreed to do that shows that, look, his position is being softened. He is interested in peace. He doesn't want to see his people being killed. Many people in the past had wondered why we will continue to have the sit-at-home. And they said that, look, Nnamdi Kanu, your desire is to emancipate your people, not to kill them. So they've convinced him, and you can see the way he's talking now. He said, we have come to save our people, not to enslave them. If I'm outside, no idiots can try this rubbish. They know me very well. If I'm outside, in 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot that I will give an order in the Southeast and we contravene it? Who is the bastard that will speak when I'm talking? Who is that bastard? Nobody can. I am Nnamdi Kanu. So he's saying that, look, interpretatively, Nnamdi Kanu is saying, free me. If you will free me, I will put an end to this nonsense, this insecurity, this killing of people on Mondays, this sit at home that did not come from me. Because initially, what IPOB said was that sit at home will be only on days when Nnamdi Kanu is brought to court. Now, whether it's brought to court or not, some people have taken it upon themselves to ensure that people can't go out to conduct their businesses. Schools are shut in some parts of the East on Mondays. Some schools have now adjusted to open on Saturdays. So my big takeaway from this is, yes, Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention, but he wants to get out of detention. And he also said, look, if you cannot take me to the prison in Kuje, let me be placed under house arrest. You know? And I will quote him again, say, I'm seeking for a non-custodial arrangement. I don't mind house arrest. Because in this court, I will defeat the federal government. The federal government knows that I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I am fighting for my people. Anybody using IPOB to commit crime is a criminal. It's not part of our family. Those killing people are criminals. You know? So he's asking for an arrangement that will see him being placed under house arrest so that he can look after his health properly. He said he suffers from congested heart disorder or something. Congested. He first called it congenital, and then he changed it to congested. He changed the word to congested. And he said he has lumps under his armpit because the drugs that are being supplied to him are not doing the job. So this is an Nnamdi Kanu that, in my view, is different to the Nnamdi Kanu that was literally kidnapped, abducted from Kenya and brought to Nigeria. His stance is changing gradually. This may be an indication to us that he may be ready for peace. Because I'm seeing on an incremental basis that he wants peace.
That's right. God
the way
yeah.
What he said to the traditional ruler is the Chukwemeka of Obugad, the man who gave me the title of Okulu Orandibo. What he said to him, the commitment that he extracted from him in his own hands, shows clearly that he wants peace. Now, telling the government that the government accusing those killing people in the name of Biafra as subversive elements is something that I found really interesting, because if you told me 3 years ago that Nnamdi Kanu would describe IPOB elements as subversive, I would have argued.
Yeah.
So he said, look, let me come out, I'll fix this problem in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's because I'm outside that it's become I'm in detention that these things are happening. Nobody talks when I'm talking. I can put an end to the insecurity in the Southeast.
Right.
He's sending a clear message to the government that, look, if you release me, I will solve the problem of insecurity.
Right.
Now, of course, I know that.
Yeah, sorry to button. Let me take this comment and then I have a final question to you. Godwin Osato says, Kanu jumped bail and now he's crying foul. No hatred against Igbo. Kanu is the one dragging Igbo to the mud. Nelson Adefe, Kanu doesn't want peace. He's only saying those things like it would resolve Southeast problem in 2 minutes. He should receive judgments that sets him as example. Just Production says, crime against the state cannot go scot-free. He must face the music. Nigerians are waiting for EPA as well. You can't create crisis and expect freedom. And this is where I'm going. Okay, let me take this comment before I take the question. Philade or Philade or something says, he preached and encouraged violence on different social media platforms, online radio, and even in Igbo fora in the USA and Europe. Okay, that's the comment. So the question I have is, Simon Ekpa has taken over the de facto leadership of IPOB, and most importantly, the unknown gunmen. And he appears more brutal than Nnamdi Kanu, as he seems very good at killing the same people he claims to want or to wanting to liberate. Do you think Ekpa would even listen to Kanu if asked to stop his criminality? Mikio, did you get a question?
Well, I don't think Simon Ekpa compares to Nnamdi Kanu in terms of respect, in terms of popularity. He has only exploited the absence of Nnamdi Kanu. This is the feeling that I have. I don't think he commands the kind of popularity that Nnamdi Kanu commands. And that Nnamdi Kanu has gone to jail has also handed him, especially the fact that he won a case before now, has also handed him some level of sympathy in the Southeast. So Ekpa is just an opportunist. He's far away from our country, but he's pushing people to their deaths all the way from Finland. I think that if the agitators were to make a choice between the two men, it would be Nnamdi Kanu. To certainly be Nnamdi Kanu, especially even the way he's talking now. You know, he's saying clearly that we have not come to enslave the people, we have come to save them. Also, these are rhetorics that people that will sit well with a lot of people, you know. Whereas Ekpa is just after the killing of people and he's far away, he's safe where he is. So I've always said that, look, it is possible to find a political solution that will ensure that Nnamdi Kanu relinquishes or renounces armed struggle against the Nigerian state, works for the unity of our country, and does not take up arms against our armed forces. It is possible for that to happen. I've seen it happen in other lands where people took up arms against the state, eventually agreed to drop their arms, and they were even accommodated in government. So I still haven't given up that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. And I remember the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during his campaign, saying clearly that he will be willing to negotiate with the agitators in the Southeast. I remember clearly that he said that. You know, and when you talk about the agitators in the Southeast, who is the leader of the agitators? It is still Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has made some mistakes, no doubt about it. But no man is perfect, and man by nature can retrace his steps. If he retraces his steps and stops the needless agitation against Nigeria, the needless desire to dismember our country, definitely it could get the listening ear of the current administration. So this is my feeling, but the decision is up to the president to see whether at this time this kind of move is desirable. Of course, he has to also show clearly that he will not abuse the privilege if he is given freedom. The terms must be in a manner that puts Nigeria in a position of strength. That is what I want to see. If we are to embrace peace with Nnamdi Kanu, then it must be on Nigeria's terms, and Nigeria must be in a position of strength, in a manner that ensures that Kanu does not and will not take up arms against our country. Rather, it will even be in the forefront in the moves to keep Nigeria secure and united.
Amazing, fantastic. Let me take Marvin Odita, who says Simon Ekpa has formed his own faction. It's almost the same way Boko Haram had two factions looking for relevance. Tinubu should free Kanu. Tinubu needs GDP to grow across the country and not in few states. But because of our time, BKO, I'm taken aback with the way you speak in favor of, not exactly in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, but then in your words, in your appeal, appealing to the government to one way or the other look at Nnamdi Kanu with eye of kindness and see how they can resolve issues. And this truly, you speaking for, as Okulora Ndibu, speaking for the cause of peace in the southeast. And
but I've been saying this. I've been saying this since 2022.
Yeah, this is,
I've been saying this since 2022.
I find it interesting how consistent you are in this statement of yours, in this advocacy of yours.
Well, I'm a man of peace, and I've seen rebels who decided to drop their arms, and they were embraced. So, if we achieve peace, we achieve a political solution in the Kanu matter, it won't be the first time. It won't be the first time. I've seen it happen across the world. Yes, it is terrible to take up arms against your own state, but no sacrifice is too big for us to achieve peace. I'm tired of seeing people being killed in the southeast, and I desire a solution. All those who sit out there say just because I do not agree that Peter Obi won the election and say, oh, Jide hates the southeast. They need to go back, play back some of what I said on this program especially. I've always demanded that we can find a political solution to this problem.
That's correct.
And I have not changed. It's difficult for me to change something that I've been saying for years.
That's correct.
This is still my opinion. It doesn't mean that I like Nnamdi Kanu, or I just think that it is possible to achieve peace. And even when people go to war, it often gets results on the round table. So there's nothing extraordinary about what I've said. It's just up to Kanu to show clearly that this time around he wants peace. And I think I like some of what he said, especially where he denounced subversive activities against the Nigerian nation. That is a signal to me that ultimately he will embrace the peace because it's in his own interest. In this case, he cannot defeat the Nigerian state. If he takes up arms against the Nigerian state, his defeat is sure. So in his own interest, it's in his best interest to retrace his steps and embrace the land of his birth, rather than seek to dismember Nigeria. Because that's a waste of time.